Hello, everyone, and welcome to another weekly analysis of the US futures. Today is Saturday, October 1st, and we're looking into the week of October 3rd. We'll start a little bit different today. We'll look at SPX because I want to give you some context of how the market usually flows, the ebb and flow of the market. And this is, I'm looking at the max available. This goes all the way to, 1932. So as you can see, whenever the market goes up, there's a snapback, goes up, snapback, goes up, snapback most of the time. And then after a few of these snapbacks, the market does a big correction. And there would be some economic event for this one. So this was the 1973 crash. So it is like, started somewhere in 72, bottomed out around 74, so almost 2 years, and then started going up again. Now, does the market, really come down big time? Yes, definitely. That's our 2000 crash here. That's your 2008 subprime mortgage crash. That's COVID there. So usually these snapbacks are because of some kind of economic events, but market is always forward looking, and economic or macroeconomic or microeconomic events are, I would say, backward looking. Given that context, I've done few, I'm not going all the way back, but just focusing on this area here. So this is your 2000 crash, and it came down, and if you really look at from here, you can see that's a big M that formed, which was like a bearish sign kind of thing. Do I think there is a big M here in formation? I'm not sure, but definitely it looks at, this part of the cycle or this part of the cycle here. So will I expect a double top at 4800? I would expect something like that. Where is the bottom? I don't know. That's next to impossible to predict. But I drew some trend lines. This is a trend line going from all the way to 2002 with the subprime crash, and then going up. Another trend line we can draw from here and just see where it goes. So that's another trend line there. And as you can see, this trend line that I drew, these are known as secondary trend lines, are running pretty parallel. And so let's ignore this trend line here as of now and just look at this trend line. So try to touch as many bottoms as I can, and it's projected there, and then join the top here, and it's projected here, and we'll see why this level matters soon when we go into the ES charts. But these are some areas that is definitely worth looking. Then I'm not that good at this trend line, so let's try to get a better trend line here. Draw all the bottoms. So, and this is a monthly chart. So drawing that bottom, you can see it's crossing that trend line around that. So I see somewhere close by very good topping tails. So definitely, I would say good area for a support, which is we're almost there. And I like multiple convergence. So two topping tails. This trend line is coming here. So somewhere here we can see a merge of, let's say, close to this topping tail here, and we'll look into some other factors also. So let's keep that 35.75, and let's actually make it a little bit lower. So let's activate that, and we'll bring it to something around here. So that's 35.48 area, and we'll change that soon when we look into the ES futures. And this is another level, 33.81 here, because of that level there. And there must be some open orders down here, so I put that topping tail, bottoming tail here, so 30 to 25. We'll jump into directly ES futures and we'll look at why these levels are important. And I'm going to go to a time frame of daily, and let's go to that. And we don't need to look that far away, just 20 years is good enough. And this is the 200-day moving weekly average, and that is the level that I wanted to look at, is that it's now close to touching that level. And if you see here, there is a W here, which is a bullish sign. So we will put on the top of that the level there, right there. So that is, remove the other one. So that now gives us quite a bit of, levels there. So it was the 200-day weekly average. So 3563 is on the top of that bullish W pattern, and on a daily basis it is very close to where it sold off. So that is 3512 is one here, so very close to that top level there. So I think 3570, 3560 to 3575 is a very crucial level. Now one other thing we can do here also, so from where, if we start drawing this channel here, this small channel, you can see it's almost touching that level there. So we have a 200-day weekly moving average, which is very important. We have a trend line it's touching, and also there is a W, which is a bullish pattern, and it's also a demand level. So this area here, so 3560 to 3570 is an area where definitely I would see some strong support and bounce back from here. That's one of my level that I am now looking at. I'm currently long in ES, and I'm going to carry that long into next week. I entered here, so around let me see, where was my entry. My entry was 3610. Yes, so I'm going to DCA here. That means I'm going to try to add another level at maybe 3570 or so. If it does not hold, if just it goes through that level, then yes, I may end up taking around 20 to 30 points of stop loss on ES, but this is a risk that I would like to take. Taking that into account, that's obviously our support area. There is another support area down here. One thing that we should look here is there any gaps that needs to be filled before we go into other areas. So let's look into that. So there is no gap there. There is a very small gap here, 3382. So let's keep that in account. And I don't see any other gap till all the way going to this level here. That's interesting, 2862. If we get there, that would be very interesting. Okay, so those are our nearest level. This is definitely another level here, so let's add that for sure. 3102, but those are way too far away. We are not going to go far from that level, so we can add the closer level here, which looks a decent support but not a strong support, but we'll add that there. So 3327. But yes, so after 3575, which area I think will be a good support is right around that area. So that is 3481. Now one thing that I want to bring to your notice is that when market sells off, it goes through multiple of these levels very quickly. So we should be aware of that. So it's best for us to stay with the trend in the market, and that's what I traded. My sizes for shorts were my full size My sizes for longs were like 1/6 of my regular size, and from level to level I would close almost 65% of my longs. Let's look at the support. I'm still in the daily without the extended hours, so that looks like a good support. That is 37.41, and we will try to figure out levels in between here. I'm not gonna go and add to, so that's a gap there, that's another support area there, so I'm not gonna add to all of those areas at all. So let's uh, focus on smaller levels here for sure, and let's see where we go in terms of with the extended hours. I'm gonna take away the 200 weekly SMA to clean up the chart. Okay, so pretty much that's from where it sold off, so we will keep that in account. So the another level that I can see here is right there, that is 36.37, so let's add there. So those are some resistance areas, but it's a very weak resistance. It's just pretty much sold off through that resistance. And definitely this area of 37.30 is a good area. So 37.40, let's make that even, is a very good area. Obviously, where do we see from a trend line perspective? We are still in the daily, so we will try to draw a trend line here and see where do we see that. And that's the bigger trend line there, and that's the secondary trend line that we see there. So if we zoom out and see where these two meet together, so a little bit more, I'm being sloppy, so bear with me here. Almost there. So if you zoom out and look at the secondary trend line, it's right merging somewhere in our levels of 34.81 there for sure. As you can see, this is forming a wedge pattern, so it will sell off, go, touch maybe that, sell off, touch maybe that, and this one. After this, if you look at this one, if I put a flag here, it is definitely a bear flag here. So it has to break out of this wedge patterns for sure, either break out upside or break down from this wedge pattern. As of now, I'm going with the trend. I'm thinking it will break down, so we will see how that works out. Taking that into account, let's actually jump into the weekly. We'll go into the hourly soon, but let's look at the weekly. We don't need to look very far off. Pretty much that we're gonna take away that drawing, so that's the next level. I want to draw a channel here and see how far we are from the channel. Guys, I don't prepare for these I would say videos. I just as I am discussing, I think about them and see where we are. So that's the weekly channel. It broke down for sure, so we will not consider that at all. We'll take that out. I would like to draw another channel here, so let me take these trend lines out. And let's look at a little bit more channel wise. So let's draw this here. That's the bigger channel, and we will just touch one of these bottoms here. So that bottom touch did not do that good job, so there we go. If you look at that channel, then it almost is breaking down and coming down to that level, which is again that W level that I was talking about. So right there, which is 34.76. So 30, 500 we can say. Will it get there? I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it will not, but definitely worth of looking at. I would be very interested to, try at the top of this W and then the bottom of this W for sure to see where we are. And those are the levels that I'm looking at. As I said, going into next week, I am bullish, so I have a long. But if I get stopped out, I will reset my bias and then look at the market price action prevails and where we are going from the price action there. There are other levels on the top here. You can see clearly this is another W there that broke out. And let's let me bring that to notice. If you see here, as the market comes, it tests that top of the W right there. It tests that top. Yeah, I'm not exactly that level of 39.18. It came down to like 38.86, and then what did it do? Went all the way back up. So there are some orders left there and went back, and then it came down again. Look where it got the resistance again. There, again one. So market had to really push back then, and this one, and then once it sold down, look where was the this was the support. Where was the resistance? Right there. So these are I took this trade here, and once we know for a fact now, even if you missed this chance of going taking long, come back, and miss that. Let's say it came back here. When it touched that, the first one, if you're patient and let that confirm, that confirmation happened. When it comes second time up, you know for a fact that is a good area to short. Where would you then go for your next support level? Obviously this one here. It's this one. So if you had taken that 39.20 short, 38.20, that is 100 points in how many hours? 39.20, oh, almost in 4 hours you would get 100 points. Yes, market always gives opportunities. We have to wait for it, but definitely worth waiting. Now, one key thing here, you can see this formation here. So a lot of, in the 4 hourly chart, you can see that's a lot of supply formed here, a lot of orders. Tried to break out, could not break out, and hence sold off. Tried to hold here, took a lot of effort to break through that. Now hence for me it's very important, this level of 36.33 to 36.40. So let's make it a little bit activate this trend and we'll move it to wherever that, so 36.34 to 36.40 level. I would definitely take my long out at that level, and if it never goes to that level and it just starts selling off, then obviously I'll get stopped out, and if ever bounce back, then I will try a short at that level, targeting the 35.63. Those are the immediate levels. Let's not worry about this other levels that we have on the top. So this is another level out here. Will it ever get there? I don't know. That's too far away. So these are the other levels, but that's the plan. Playing between this 37.40 and obviously, as I said, this key level of 35.63 to 35.75 is very, very key. So I'm looking between these two levels as of now, 37.40, 35.65 to 75 level, and definitely will try to trade between these two levels, considering anything else almost noise. As always, keep your stop losses tight, your losses small, and your profit at large.